Right, we're going to move straight on to Prospect Resources and Sam Hosack.
Thank you and good afternoon. I hope you can see everything. Now, my name is Sam Hosack. I'm from Prospect Resources. We like to think that we're leading the electrification race in Africa and certainly want to play a particular role in that. So it's a great honor to talk to you today. Today is about dealing and trying to present a pitch. So I'm going to take you through how we've done our deal. So I think the first thing that we wanted to point out is that at the time that we first joined this Dealmakers Den, we went on fairly soon after that to do a very significant transaction. So we presented a lithium project in Zimbabwe. We had invested heavily. We had done all the work that is required, several bankable feasibilities. And as you can see there, we did win the Dealmakers Den. And we did, in that particular year, or the subsequent year actually, 1,500% return. So I think we do know how to do a deal, and we do know how to find a good project, and we do know what it takes to get a good project and de-risk it. So on completion of our project, one of the most important things that we valued in doing a deal was responding to our shareholders. So we returned 96 cents on the dollar to our shareholders, and that was very nearly 450 million Aussie dollars, and it was an all-cash return. And the team put their heads together, and we had a very significant feeling about copper. Copper was something that we felt really strongly about in the next 10 years. It's key to every electrification concept that you might want to think about or talk about. And there is no place better in Africa than Zambia. Zambia has shown that they have a very pro approach to developing copper production. They've set themselves ambitious yet realistic targets of quadrupling their copper production by 2030. So if you're thinking about a jurisdiction and doing a deal, you need to think about a country that is going to make you welcome, and that is what Zambia is. As we think about Zambia, it's a huge country. The copper belt itself is over 100 years old, and some of the producers are over 100 years old. But we took ourselves up to the northwestern province, which is, frankly, only about 25 years old. And we went into a territory where we expected to find large-scale, open-pittable solutions. And we were able to acquire the Mumbezhi Copper Project. It's currently situated between Sentinel, which is owned by First Quantum Minerals, and Lumwana, which is owned by Barrick. And you can see there's also Kansanshi. But importantly, this part of Zambia has become a growth area for the copper belt. So I think in this part of Zambia, we're probably thinking about 900,000 tons of copper towards the end of this year. So as we think about copper and the future and a great jurisdiction in Zambia, this is where you need to be thinking. A lot of the work that we do, aside from drilling and exploring and discovering, is all the work that's required to de-risk a project. Ultimately, a project is extremely risky until you've done the work to prove out what you're going to do to mine it, what you're going to do to process it, what you're going to do to evacuate it. And for a project of this scale, we needed to confirm that classic froth flotation for our types of ores was going to work. And we had a tremendous response. We had a 95% recovery using classic froth flotation. We were very proud of the results we got for cobalt, almost 10%. But as with any really great project, you also need a bit of luck. And luck came in the form of a very unexpected 30 gram a ton gold concentrate within the floated copper. So the first thing we realized is that there is gold with the copper, and that's a very important differentiation. And the second thing we realized is that it was certainly payable. So what we did, and this was only in November, is we went back through 70 holes that we've drilled, and we retested around 32 of them, and 26 of those holes gave us anomalous or highly anomalous gold responses. And these aren't the types of gold grades that you might see in a gold mine, but I can assure you they're extremely impactful in reducing the cost of production. So our deal is emerging as a copper but multi-commodity opportunity. We've got cobalt, it grades really nicely in the concentrate. We've got gold, grades really nicely in the concentrate. And we've done about 20% of the test work that we need to do geologically to understand the gold. But importantly, we wanted to put ourselves on the map. So we took a step back with our partners. We welcomed last year First Quantum Minerals onto our register. And First Quantum Minerals understood what we were doing with our deposit and the fact that we were drilling it, doing all the met work. But what they really wanted was scale, super scale. And this particular target has an exploration target of 400 to 1 billion tons of copper or mineralization at 0.5%. So we needed to know where are we going to start mining, but where is the 10 to 15, 20-year life of mine type project coming? Because that's what this is. This is a large-scale opportunity. So that work happened in 2025. We were very well supported by First Quantum Minerals, and we produced an exploration resource update of 173 million tons at 0.5%. And importantly, that now contains some copper equivalents both in gold and cobalt. And for the team, and for myself in particular, we've now got a real anchor project within it, which is called Nyungu Central. But we've also got 3 highly anomalous but very prospective targets which have the same scale and size from an electromagnetic perspective as Nyungu. So we're starting to really feel the sense that this is a 400 plus million ton style deposit. We're going to do the work, and we're going to work really hard with our partners. And so when we talk to our shareholders to keep things really sort of attentively captive, we need to have a really good workflow. So this year, we're going to go back, well, we have started, and have a look at all the other holes that we've drilled for copper, and we're reassaying them for gold. That's a really, really important revenue kicker that this project's going to benefit from. We have recently updated the MRE, so that's one of the things that now has a tick. And starting in about May, a drill program that would like to fund for a couple of years, which looks at taking our resource from 175 odd million tons all the way up to the 400 million ton mark. Included in all of this is a maiden discovery that my team made last year. It's called West Mumbezhi, and so we'll put a little resource out for that. That's probably going to add some really nice numbers to the resource. And then finally, to try and bring all of this information that you're hearing together, we're going to try and put a scoping study together. So ladies and gentlemen, that's Prospect Resources. It's not our first gig. It's not our first time being up here. We have had some success. We didn't win last year. There was a very good candidate last year. But we have won the Dealmakers Den. And in the year that followed, we did actually return to our shareholders a reasonably healthy response and sum of money. So I'd like to just close by saying we have the team, we have the project. We love being in Zambia. We've got a great shareholder base, a proven track record, and I think if you're trying to do a deal, that's all I can think of that is really critical. So thank you very much for your time.
Great. Judges, 2 questions. Who wants to go?
Okay.
Awesome.
So I'll go first. I like your intro and ending, talking about how you won the Dealmakers Den, your 1,500% return historically, your expertise in de-risking projects significantly, your returns that are close to 100%, I think, on your previous project. So it's all commendable. Congratulations. I think based on that, I want to just zone in to Zambia as a jurisdiction. It's still a developing country with high income inequality and poverty rates, specifically in rural areas. So my question specifically is what impact will this project have on local communities, economic and development impact? And to what extent do you have Zambians on your team as well? Skills development, job creation, etc. And you can talk historically as well. Thank you.
That is a great question. I couldn't have written it better. We're at 98% Zambian team. Zambia's been producing copper for over 100 years, and there's no better person than a Zambian to tell you about a sedimentary hosted deposit. So if you come to our site, we'll feed you in Shima, and we'll feed you all the things that you need to feel Zambian. But we're a very Zambian team. Of course, our population, socio-economic population, is very depressed. There has been limited additional employment opportunities. If you go back 20 years, there was no opportunities. But currently, within that envelope that I showed you, around 100 kilometers by 100 kilometers, there's probably 50,000 direct jobs now. So there is a very deep impact that comes through mining.
Yeah.
One of the key skills, of course, is upskilling people, teaching people how to be miners, not just bringing our copper belt metallurgists and miners, but also upskilling our communities. And in particular on our site, given the fact that we do have very smart geologists who make up only about 10% of our staff, we place a big emphasis on women because that adds diversity, it adds empowerment within those communities, and it brings a balance that I think is important for our team. So yes, we need to think carefully about that. A needs analysis, if you do one, which we did last year, it's health, education, and water. Those are what people want, and those are very attainable through the efforts that even an exploration company can fund.
Thank you.
Thanks, judges.
Just one quick question on funding and funding of the next stages. Where do you stand? How much money in the till? What's the
Sure.
what's the work plan and how
Yes.
uses and sources?
Yes, good question. So we don't have any revenues. Our team are particularly good at spending money carefully, and our geologists like to spend it quite quickly. So yes, we'll need money. Last year we raised that through a strategic partnership. We did that with First Quantum Minerals, and I don't think this is connected to my presentation. Is this connected to my presentation? Did my team organize this? Well, or is this you?
Strategic distraction.
No, we're going to need to raise capital. We've had some shareholders on our register for 7 to 8 years. We know where the money will come from. We aren't looking for money, but it's going to take an effort to drill this out. And our team are like we have the bullets in the barrel. We're loaded. We're ready.
Are you using any of the new mining tech companies, exploring with AI, etc.?
Only two questions. Thanks so much, just to be fair
Save
to
it for the
everyone.
next one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.